Great, thank you all. I'll wait for Jess. Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Jason Morgan. I'm proud to represent House District 23 and proud to be here with many of my LGBTQ Caucus colleagues and our allies and friends here with us as well. Speaker Hall has been pushing back on the House taking up the Pride resolution this year. In fact, just yesterday, he said he has no intention of taking up a resolution. This is all despite there being years of precedent to the House taking up the same resolution. In 2022, the Republican majority approved a resolution recognizing Pride Week in Michigan. The Michigan House also passed resolutions last year and the year prior, marking June as Pride Month in Michigan. The resolution that we tried to introduce and that we introduced yesterday is the same resolution that a Republican majority passed unanimously in 2021. Yet, House Republicans will not allow the Pride resolution to be taken up this year. We have already seen Republican attacks against the LGBTQ community and our civil rights at both the state and federal levels. Following the overturning of Roe v. Wade, one member of the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas, openly called to reconsider cases like Obergefell. Obergefell was the culmination of decades of work and activism by the LGBTQ plus community and allies and represented a monumental achievement and victory for civil rights in this country. And yet, just 10 years later to the day, Republicans are trying to strip away this progress that so many of us have fought for. History teaches us that rights can be won, but they can be taken away just as easily. With constant threats like these against the LGBTQ community, Pride is more necessary than ever. Speaker Hall dragging his feet on this resolution is a clear signal that he and House Republicans have no interest in celebrating our differences. They have no interest in supporting the LGBTQ people of our state and in their own communities, people they're supposed to represent. But we don't need Matt Hall or House Republicans' permission to celebrate Pride, because Pride is more than a month or a resolution or a flag. Pride is an act of protest and celebration. Pride is about basic dignity and human rights, an acknowledgement that all people deserve to live as their authentic selves. It's about standing up and saying that we support our LGBTQ friends, family, and neighbors. And we believe in and will fight for their right to live open, healthy, loving lives and their right to exist. That is what Pride is about. Happy Pride, everyone. And to acknowledge Pride Month here in Michigan, we are going to have our LGBTQ Caucus read our resolution that recognizes June as Pride Month. And I will begin. A resolution to declare June 2025 as LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer Pride Month in the state of Michigan.
Whereas Pride began 55 years ago in 1970 with the one anniversary of the Stonewall riots. In 1969, a Black trans woman named Marsha P. Johnson, along with other LGBTQ individuals, risked their lives to protest over the over-policing of the LGBTQ community and the injustice that threatened their existence on a daily basis. This multi-day protest became known as the Stonewall Riots and is credited by many for starting the modern-day LGBTQ equality movement. And
whereas the LGBTQ movement has endured through tragedy and struggle, including the slow and insufficient government response to assist those with HIV and AIDS, and the ongoing effort today to protect the rights of the LGBT community. And whereas the movement has also celebrated victories of recognition, especially the historic Obergefell decision in 2015, which affirmed marriage equality nationwide, and the Bostock decision in 2020 that upheld federal employment protections for the LGBT community. And
whereas everyone in Michigan benefits from the multiple talents, viewpoints, and cultural backgrounds of all of its residents, from preserving the freedom, worth, and dignity of those in the LGBTQ community. And whereas Michigan should expend all efforts to attract and retain talent, as signal to the nation we are welcoming to all those who wish to contribute to the economic vitality of our state. And whereas the people of Michigan understand, appreciate, and value the cultural, civic, and economic contributions to the LGBTQ community, to the greater community of the state, and affirm a celebration of love, living authentically, and accepting ourselves. And
whereas June is recognized and celebrated as LGBTQ Pride Month throughout the country and worldwide. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives that the members of this legislative body recognize June 2025 as Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Queer Pride Month in the state of Michigan.